efficient, and reliable products? The leader in the quality revolution that made such things possible is none other than Genichi Taguchi. Now let us delve into the life of this quality management leader. Genichi Taguchi was a Japanese engineer and statistician renowned for developing methodology for the application of statistics to improve the quality of manufactured products. He was born in Tokamachi, Japan on January 1, 1924. Initially, he became interested in studying textile engineering with the aim of working in the kimono's family business. However, due to the military escalation in the Second World War in 1942, he was recruited and taken to the Department of Astronomy of the Navigation Institute of the Imperial Japanese Navy. After the end of the war, in 1948, he entered the Ministry of Public Health and Social Welfare, where he was under the command of the eminent statesman Motasaburo Masuyama, who was motivated the interests of Taguchi in the design of experiments. Genichi Taguchi spent 12 years creating methods to improve the quality and reliability of the electrical communications laboratory. He also finished his doctorate at the University of Kyushu in 1962, completed work with the Electrical Communications Laboratory, to whom he continued providing a consulting service. In 1964, he began working as a professor of engineering at the Aoyama Gakuin University. In 1982, Genichi Taguchi was an advisor to the Japanese Standards Institute and executive director of the Suppliers Institute of America, which is an international consulting organization. And lastly, Genichi Taguchi died on June 2, 2012 at the age of 88 years.
Improvements made by Taguchi to quality control went beyond the production process. He had strong insights into how a consumer would perceive a certain product and how that might view changes as time goes on and the product's quality changes. Manufacturing companies still utilize the famous loss-function equations to quantify and calculate similar phenomena. The isolation and elimination of elements that influence a product variability was another significant contribution made by Taguchi. Due to the expense and required time, these duties were frequently neglected. The simplicity and economy which Taguchi created arrays to identify and eliminate these elements was the source of his brilliance. Loss was the first one to actually quantify customer experience and define how it changed with the changes in the product quality. This equation would give insights into the loss in revenue and the relationship it had with the customer experience. Reducing product defects in all production processes, there are factors which either influence product quality in a direct or indirect manner. Though the direct influencers are simple to catch and control, the challenge lay in doing the same for the indirect variables. Even it were possible, it would be a very expensive process and not practical when scaled up. Taguchi came up with a certain called orthogonal arrays which would pinpoint the indirect variables and also keep costs under control.
Quality practices impacted by Genichi Taguchi were actually activities that are often ignored, which is reducing loss and reducing product defects. So for reducing loss, Taguchi was the first one to actually quantify customer experience and define how it changed with changes in product quality. So these equations would give insights in the loss in revenue and the relationship it had with customer experience. And for reducing product defects, in all production processes, there are factors in which either influence product quality in a direct or indirect manner. So, though the direct influencers are simple to catch and control, the challenge lies in doing the same for indirect variables. So even if it were possible, it would be a very expensive process and not practical when scaled up. So Taguchi came up with a certain array called orthogonal arrays, which would then pinpoint the indirect variables and also keep costs under control.
So a quality quote that the guru said is that cost is more important than quality, but quality is the best way to reduce cost. So pertaining to what Genichi Taguchi said, I think that what he meant was that cost is important because it affects sales, but the quality is just as important because it affects customer satisfaction and loyalty, and that improving quality can lead to a reduction in costs.
Now, what I have learned about Taguchi is that his methodology is based on the idea that quality must go beyond the target values. His pioneering thoughts and subsequent work changed the field forever, as it really has done a lot for quality management even up to this day.
Taguchi will forever be associated with quality control. His pioneering thoughts and subsequent work changed the field. His focus was into the greater customer satisfaction by looking into the loss of quality. He challenged the prevalent ideas of production where it was okay if a defect was within tolerance limit.
Genichi Taguchi contributed tremendously to the advancement of statistics and quality control. So even after all these years, his achievements and insights in the field continue to influence new students in the subject and will continue to do so for many years.
So Genichi Taguchi's additions to the field of quality control were not constrained to just the process of production. He had keen insights into the perception of a customer towards a particular product and how it varies with variabilities in quality as time passes. And his equations to quantify and calculate the same are famously called the loss function and are still used by manufacturing houses today.
Its founder, Genichi Taguchi, considers design to become important than the manufacturing process in quality control and seeks to eliminate variances in production before they can occur.